the border. No. Come. Scotland.
Good. Remember, Andrew, there's a lot of other tenants in the slip rig who give their right arm to be working here for the laird. So the least sign of idleness is a kick up the backside from me and you're back to farming on the fields.
Aye, Reb.
Here, clean this place up. And then clean yourself up. You look like a cowman.
I'm a cowman.
You're a member of the household now, lad. That means keeping yourself clean and decent at all times, like me.
Aye.
Is Francis here yet?
Huh, your friend from Edinburgh.
Oh, I've ridden the mare half into the ground all the way from White to get here first.
Ah, well, you're in time then. He's not here
Aye,
yet.
well, when you finished here. Hey, making a fine job of her. Will you do mine when you get time?
Aye, all right then.
Oh, and you can clean this place up a bit.
That's what we are doing.
I will do some more. And do yourself. I don't like you looking like a cowman.
You get back to work.
Gavin, you got home quickly.
Aye.
Did you get everything asked for us to
Aye, and some spices from the apothecary.
Spices? Gavin, what am I...
Nutmeg, ginger, cloves, rare seasoning for pork.
Spoiling good meat, it's a sin.
Well, they like their meat well spiced in Edinburgh. Francis does, anyway.
You think it was the Queen herself coming?
Aye, well, just you behave as if it were. You might not show up too badly.
Look at Sister Agnes. All dressed up in her finery.
Be quiet, Jamie.
You'll be painting your face next.
Well, you could try just washing yours.
Stop blethering, all of you. We're going to feast Gavin's friend. There's work to be done. Agnes, fetch some water.
I thought we had a servant to do that now.
Andrew, oh, I don't know what he's doing.
He's in the stables helping Rab.
Is he now? Trust Rab to think he's here to do his work for him. Agnes, fetch him up here. But you stop that. You could be awakening wood for the fire.
Well, all this fuss.
We'll starve for a month after this.
You don't begrudge it, do you?
Of course not. You're looking forward to this visit, aren't you?
Aye. One of the best friends I had is St. Andrew.
Is he coming on foot, Gavin?
Not unless he's lost his horse.
Aye, well, he's got companions, too.
Companions? That's not Francis.
One's a friar, Gavin.
What do they want? Go and see Jimmy.
No. They were never here.
Who are you?
Pilgrims.
Are you making your pilgrimage or returning from it?
We're making our pilgrimage.
Northward?
Yes, northward.
What's he?
Can't you see by my gown?
What order?
St. James.
A peaceful order?
Certainly. Domine, Patrio, Filio, Spiritus Sanctus.
Pilgrims usually go south.
Some go north.
A pilgrim trail. Along here.
I know. I looked for scallop shells on your wall,
Scallop shells.
left by another pilgrim to mark the way.
There are no scallop shells.
No. So this is not a pilgrim's way yet.
That's a strange cross you're wearing.
It is the cross of the Holy Grail.
Are you seeking food and shelter?
We have bread, and our pilgrimage only allows us God's roof. May we shelter for the night under your walls?
Rab, show them the brothy.
And if you have some milk to spare, we'd be grateful.
You may have it.
Thank you. What is your name?
Gavin Kerr of Slittering.
Thank you, Gavin Kerr of Slittering. Let us go to the bothy.
Pilgrims.
Cecil, I've been sent to Hoyk because I've been told by certain persons in Edinburgh, whom we both know, that you're demanding payment
For what?
for being warden.
Who told you that?
The Privy Council.
But you're not a member of the Privy Council, my Lord
No,
Stewart.
no. But my close kinsman, the Earl of Lennox, is. And there's word that he's soon to be appointed your superior as Lord Lieutenant of the Border.
Uh-huh. Strange choice, surely.
Oh, since he may soon be the Queen's uncle by marriage, the choice is perhaps not so strange.
Some would quarrel with it,
And some would welcome it. Lennox is strong in the Holy Catholic faith, Sir Walter.
as I am.
And I.
And Her Majesty.
Yes, Her Majesty. God bless her.
God bless her.
I'm sure as a good Catholic you would approve of the appointment.
Oh, aye.
Do please sit down, Sir Walter. Unfortunately, our religion is under sore trial these days. The Protestant laws grow daily more powerful. Nearly all the Queen's advisors are Protestant, I'm afraid.
But not your kinsman Lennox, eh?
No. Which is perhaps why the Queen may make him her lieutenant here.
Aye, a true Catholic like herself. I knows that here in the Borders, most of us are Catholics too.
He's coming here tomorrow.
Lennox, why?
How much is it you're demanding as
Well,
payment
you
for
know
being
how much.
warden? Cecil, if I put down this matter of the payment, it might not prove to be the best time, in view of my kinsman's doubts about you.
And why should he have doubts about me?
He's aware that in times past you have helped the English.
Oh, by God, he forgets the time he led an English army into these self-same
It
borders.
has not been forgotten, it has been forgiven. Lennox has now reconciled himself to Her Majesty's grace, and she no longer has any doubts about his loyalty.
Look, who rakes up these old slanders about me, eh? Oh, Scotta Branksome, eh?
Who else? He well remembers the time and the havoc you wrought with your English allies on his father's land.
Ah, Scott would say anything against me. I'm sure the Earl of Lennox knows that a feud stands between us.
Nevertheless,
He has doubts about me.
yes.
Well, I can only assure you of my loyalty both to Lennox and to Her Majesty the Queen.
Unfortunately, your loyalty is not shared by certain members of the Privy Council.
Indeed?
There is one in particular who I sometimes think owes a greater loyalty to Her Majesty the Queen of England. Her Majesty's half-brother, no less.
The Earl of Murray.
My kinsman believes that if the Queen were to marry a Catholic, my Lord Murray would lead the Protestants in open rebellion. For the safety of our Queen and realm, you must join the Earl of Lennox in hating these English-loving Protestants.
English-loving. The Earl of Murray may be a Protestant, but that
Does
doesn't
not
make him any...
approve of Catholic attempts to help Her Majesty to the throne of England, as is her right. Now, Sisford, I'll write out this matter of the payment if you'll carry out one small task.
What small task?
There is an Englishman by name of Thomas Mountford, said to be making his way across the border here to Scotland. Make his way safe.
He comes through my mark.
Heading for this house in Hoyt?
To meet you.
Oh, no, not just me.
Oh, your kinsman, our new Lord Lieutenant, eh?
Perhaps.
What is his mission?
Who am I to know? Or to tell?
There are 6 ways across the border through the Middle March.
As I understand, he means he come through Slittering,
Slittering?
disguised as a friar.
I've never seen anything like that before, Francis.
But can you guess what it's for? Observe. You spear the meat, so. And then cut off what you want with your knife. See?
What's the thing called?
A fork. In the best houses in Italy, it's not considered nice to touch the meat on the table there with your fingers.
Well, why not? You touch it when you put it in your mouth.
Or do they use the fork for that too, these Italians?
No. But now that you mention it.
Where'd you get it from, anyway?
Mario
Vecchi.
Ah, an Italian we both knew at university. He'll likely be a great doctor one day.
Ah, you will.
Another Paracelsus.
I hope so.
Another who?
Have you not heard of von Hohenheim, the German physician who wrote under the name of Paracelsus?
He had a lot of new ideas on medicine, Jimmy.
Aye. You see, most doctors treat you according to old superstitions or absurd mathematical theories that are closer to religion than science. Paracelsus upset quite a lot of them.
It was his idea that natural phenomena should be treated for what they are.
Aye.
You should only draw conclusions from what you know to be absolute facts, and not take some wild theory off the ancients. And
do you know he once took the works of Galen and burnt them in public? Galen.
Who was Galen?
What? You've never heard of the gentleman, Jamie? Oh, you're an ignorant savage. I'd best be off to the convent, mistress.
Aye, Rab.
Otherwise, I'll never get that lassie back by nightfall.
I've got this for the nuns, look.
Ah, well, I'll see that they get it.
Safe journey, Rab. We send our youngest to a convent from time to time, Francis. That way she can at least get some learning.
At a convent?
Aye.
I doubt that whatever nonsense the nuns stuff her head with would count as learning in Gavin's eyes.
come, I have some books to show you in my room, Francis.
That was a Guy Fine meal, Mistress Kerr.
Thank you.
Only I'm surprised your meat needs seasoning with cloves. It's fresh enough here, surely.
Hey, you were always saying in Edinburgh.
Oh, Edinburgh. You need to pickle the meat there to make it eatable.
Omnipotens Deus, vivis et regnat, et es Deus in saecula saeculorum. Amen. Now that we have dined,
Dined, you call it.
I shall make myself better known to Gavin Kerr.
You'll say nothing about me.
I know nothing about you. There's nothing to fear, sister. Brother Thomas will keep guard.
Why does she never lift her veil?
You may ask, but I cannot answer. Rest here, sister, in the shelter of the wall.
She is young, I think.
Brother Thomas, I must warn you, if you approach her, you will never approach another.
Well, you've only got to read Aquinas to know that.
Aquinas? What's come over you, Gavin? Since when have you believed in all that?
I believe in God.
Aye, but not the Pope's God.
Surely. I'm a Catholic. We're all Catholics here. Have you forgotten that?
You forgot it yourself at St. Andrews.
Ah, I know. I used to read some of the Reformers' writings.
And con them well.
Well, you must know your enemies if you're going to fight them.
You'd a mind to join them then, Gavin?
No.
Now, don't pretend it's all heresy now, just to give you an excuse to stay here the rest of your life.
Let's go down.
Look, Gavin, do you see anyone but your own family here from one week to another?
This is my home, Francis.
No. It's theirs. You're just throwing your life away here, and you know it.
Gavin, the pilgrims want to see you. The old man.
Pilgrims?
Aye, they're taking refuge in the bothy out there.
So you see, we do meet other people sometimes. Come along and meet them with us. You might well learn something.
I am a knight of the Order of St. John of the Word. The scallop shell tells you where I've come from. You do not recognize the badge of St. James,
Our Saviour's apostle.
whose body now rests in the church of Santiago de Compostela,
Spain?
Spain. Master Kerr, I want to thank you again for giving us refuge.
You've walked all the way from Spain?
It has taken us many months. Our sister is tired.
You should bring her in here.
No,
We'll make her welcome by the fire.
you are kind, mistress, but it is not possible.
But it's a cruel cold night out there.
Our faith and courage, our warmth and sustenance enough.
Where are you going?
Where we are going, there is a precious relic of the death of Christ.
The cross.
You may ask, but I cannot answer.
Well, why are there so few of you?
There were 10 of us when we set out, but God willed who would fall by the way, and He willed that only myself and Sister Mary would be left.
And the friar?
Yes, indeed. He too.
Is he a friar, Pilgrim? Is he?
He travels with us. I would be breaking my word to tell you who he is, but he intends no harm. Of that I am sure.
Well, we need to be sure ourselves. Jamie, you tell Rab and Andrew to keep watch.
Rob's gone to the convent.
Well, send someone else.
What is your name? Oh, we may ask, but you will not answer. A mysterious pilgrim.
I am John Sinclair of Scotland, though most of my life has been with the order. Master Kerr, you thought we had strayed from the pilgrim trail. You were right. The coast route has become too difficult, so my task has been to find a new way.
Well, through the Middle March and Stitchery.
These shells are from the bay near Compostela, where the blessed St. James landed. I want to ask if you'll place them on your walls so that they will guide the pilgrims who will come after us. Will you do that, where they can be clearly seen, Master Kerr?
Never seen shells like that before.
Do they cure illness?
Not of themselves, but for true believers who make the pilgrimage. All earthly ills are healed.
Oh.
All. Even the plague.
The plague?
You are young, more open to infection than I am. Should you fall ill, follow the scallop trail, and at journey's end, God willing, you will be healed. Good night, my host. Good night, mistress. Good night.
Oh, I'm sorry, mistress. I've as much respect for your faith as a man can have, but...
Have you no faith of your own, Francis?
Follow the scallop trail, and all earthly ills will be healed. Even the plague. Oh, I've too much respect for you too, mistress, to think you can believe that either.
He said, God willing. If God wills, these things can happen. That I believe. Come away, Agnes. We'll to our beds.
And you also believe some mouldy bit of wood he might show you really came from the cross.
Good night, Francis.
Oh, now, you don't believe that too, do you?
You've no need to have doubted my mother's belief.
It's yours I want to question, Gavin.
What?
Look, Gavin, I'm on my way to Oxford, and then Amsterdam and Paris. Padua and Italy too, if I can get there. I shall be meeting all the new thinkers and reformers I can. Well, come with me, Gavin. There's nothing for you here.
Gavin, I'll take watch first, then Peter, and then Andrew. 2 hours each.
Aye, well, I doubt if there's any need. They're harmless enough.
Well, that old man, Gavin's got a strange look in his eye. And the other is no more a friar than I am. It'd be best to keep watch.
I can see you've a sensible, responsible man in your brother, Gavin. It must be a comfort to know that if you should ever be away for a while, your family would be well taken care of.
Leprosy! She's a leper! Yes, a leper! She is my daughter. She has been a leper 8 years. I'll kill you! And by that sin, make your infection more certain.
I have a letter, an important letter to deliver. How can I deliver it?
Not leprous yet. I've been with Mary all of these 8 years. And I am not infected. And at the end of her pilgrimage, she too will be whole.
Oh, man!
Stay with us, Thomas.
My letter.
Become a true pilgrim.
I have to get to Hoyt.
And if perchance you're infected at your journey's end,
Keep
you
away.
too will be cured.
Keep away!
The Curs of Slitrig do not trust you, Thomas Mountford. One of their men will be watching you all night.
I must get to Hoyt. I must deliver it.
Meantime, lie down, man, and sleep.
Oh, God!
Yes, pray, Thomas Mountford, pray.
Oh, God!
Give me something to stop me being a leper.
That a new shipment?
Why, and good day to you, Warden.
What's in it?
Figs and olives and my spices.
Any Jesuits' bark?
Aye.
What price?
Oh, whatever you think yourself, Warden. Silver.
Maybe gold tomorrow for good quality. Hey, huh?
They say Lennox is coming here
That I know.
to meet an English friar who has a letter.
What's in the letter?
They say it's a list
Oh, a list.
of all the Catholic lords in England.
Why does the Earl of Lennox want a list of all the Catholic lords in England?
I've heard a rumour Elizabeth of England has the smallpox.
Again?
Oh, certainly that she's ill and that she wants to die.
Our Queen would claim the English throne. But the English Protestants would never have that.
So some sort of rebellion would be needed by the Catholics there to smooth the path for Her Majesty.
Ah. So Lennox is plotting this, eh?
Aye. And you need that list before he can act.
Anything in from Edinburgh?
I've had a delivery from Edinburgh.
There's a man in Edinburgh called the Earl of Murray. No friend of Lennox's.
No, indeed.
What from Edinburgh?
She's gone to see Queen Mary.
Well, he's Her Majesty's blood brother.
And as you say, Warden, no friend of Lennox's.
Our new Lord Lieutenant.
For the time being.
Your meaning?
Well, today is today, and tomorrow, tomorrow, and after that, who knows?
This list that the friar is carrying, I wonder to whom it would be more use, the Earl of Lennox or the Earl of Murray?
I'm thinking, maybe to yourself, Warden. I see.
Let me pass.
You've no right to take that horse.
My friend. Oh! No!
Andrew! Andrew! He's dead.
No!
You saw it happen. He killed my man.
The man was not a pilgrim. It was only yesterday he came to St. Paul's Church in England. He took the dead friend's robes and begged me to bring him with us over the border. I am a true pilgrim. Gavin Clare, do not blame me for what he's done.
To the bothy, go! Where's Rab? If he'd been here, this never would have happened.
To my Lord Stuart and the Earl of Lennox. That popish old fool.
Francis.
Well, your man just killed and you worry about opening letters.
Listen, Lennox is a member of the council.
Look, he was plotting with English Catholics to overthrow Elizabeth.
Oh, give me that.
Aye. Take it to Murray.
What?
There are certain powers in Edinburgh that would be very grateful to you for knowing about this.
Aye, maybe, but if you think
Look, if this conspiracy succeeds, it'll set England and Scotland back 100 years.
I've my own affairs to see to. Mother!
Gavin! You had spirit once. At St. Andrews, you wouldn't have hesitated. You didn't just accept what was happening then, you wanted to be a part of it.
If you'd seen your father hanging from a tree and knew he was
And are
your
you
own
going to
fault-
hide behind that for the rest of your life? Take that to Edinburgh and become a man of consequence.
It was only yesterday you were asking me to go to Europe with you.
Well, if you won't go to Europe with me, at least you can get back to Edinburgh and try and change things in Scotland. Take that letter to the Earl of Murray. Expose this conspiracy and you'll be a man to reckon with.
What's happening? Is that Rab back with Grizzle?
Not yet, Mother.
What's become of him? It's past dawn already. Tell Andrew... Gavin!
Come on now. Back to your work until the warden's left. Look.
The warden?
About him.
Look, just give me the letter. I'll take it to Edinburgh myself.
I thought you were bound for England.
Aye, it would be of interest there too, I think. The letter, Gavin. Look, if you won't act yourself, at least you can let me.
Look, if Sassford knows about this man...
It means he's privy to the plot. Gavin, the letter.
Gavin? Sir Walter's here.
As kinsman or warden?
Warden,
We have a man to bury.
That'll have to wait.
your man out there, how did he die?
He was killed last night. By him. His name is Manford. Thomas Manford.
Who killed him?
I did. For killing my men.
You looked for something, warden.
Was this man carrying a letter?
Oh, you know about the letter then?
Look, who's he?
A friend from St. Andrews on his way to England.
Well, I shall warn them of a plot to overthrow Elizabeth and restore Catholic rule.
Indeed. Which of you has the letter?
What's your interest in it, warden?
Gavin Kerr, you keep Guy curious company these days. Now, where's this letter? Give it me. Since Our Majesty the Queen has such little success in upholding our faith in Scotland, it's at least comforting to know that she's doing what she can in England, where it seems she can count on more support than from Catholics here.
Tell that to the Protestants in Edinburgh, my lord, and you'll not last long as warden of this march.
Francis, you've said enough.
You have indeed. I see. The cares of Slithrig meddle in state politics, eh? Good day, Margaret.
You're leaving.
Aye. To warn my Lord Lennox that Gavin Kerr and his friend are about to expose him as a dangerous threat to the Protestant cause. Fortunately, he's not far away. He arrived at Howick this morning.
To wait for this letter?
Aye. And when he hears it's gone and his messenger murdered, he'll be back at noon with 100 men to try you both summarily.
Why, what authority?
His authority as the new Lord Lieutenant of the Border.
Give him the letter, Gavin.
There's no need.
You'll not mince words with me, Francis. You've done enough harm in this house, and I'll be thankful when you can leave my son alone.
Look, Gavin, as long as you have the letter, Lennox can do nothing. You could tell a man to ride to Edinburgh with it now. Or give it to me. Gavin?
Gavin.
I run my own life, Francis. My way. Here.
I'll tell Rab to saddle my horse then. And away to England.
Francis!
Goodbye, Mistress Kerr. And thank you for your hospitality.
We're well rid of him.
I wonder.
It's not for us to meddle in matters of state. We've enough work to do in our own bit of Scotland without worrying about the rest of it.
So we leave it for him. The Cessfords.
It's a burden, Gavin, but I can bear it.
I'm beginning to think I was right.
You be at Howick at noon tomorrow to attend my Lord Lennox.
Now why? I've given you that letter.
Aye, opened, its contents known, its bearer murdered. Lennox isn't going to let that pass. You'll answer for it. Out of my way, lad.
The pilgrims know what happened. You said the old man saw it. Jim, away to the bothy and get them. We're going to need them to testify.
Left as we did, Father. They gave us food and shelter.
Go on, we must on our pilgrimage.
We should have thanked them first. It was wrong to go without thanking them.
There would have been delays. questions. That man Montfort had nothing to do with us. He was no true pilgrim.
Nor with them, Father.
No true pilgrim as we are.
Northward, they said. Did you see him, Jamie?
The stream.
How much further?
2 days, no more.
You said that yesterday.
In 2 more days, we'll be in Roslin. That is slithering water, so you should be in Hoyk by sunset. And then, in 2 more days, Roslin. It's no worse.
No better.
It'll soon be better.
So you have said.
So Christ has said.
Lepers do not get better.
Mary, from the pillar of birth in Compostela, we'll have walked 1,500 miles to the pillar of death at Roslin. There are no lepers there.
How do you know what is there?
I know that the pillar of death and resurrection is what we've been looking for.
Do you swear I'll be cured?
I swear you shall have the resurrection and be made whole. You cannot hope for more.
Look at me, Father. Look at me.
Come, Mary.
Look at me, Father.
I looked at you when we shut you away with your leprosy. At Roslin, I shall look at you again, and you shall be whole and pure. I have a fever coming on. Cold. No, Mary, no, it is not leprosy, no. God called me on this pilgrimage. He means me to finish it. He will call me to heaven in his own good time.
St. Pierre, I offered you hospitality. You took little of it.
The man who tried to kill you was not a pilgrim.
Would you swear at law how he came to you? Would you swear before the Earl of Lennox how you saw him kill my man Andrew?
I would.
And how you saw him die?
Yes.
Please come with me to Hoyk. And swear to tell all the circumstances you remember about the dead man.
So be it. It is on the way to Roslin. Come, Mary. With God's grace, all will be well.
You say he's dead?
Aye, my Lord Stewart. Of course I shall bring the man who killed him to Lennox.
Stop.
Aye?
That death may not be ill news. We can both be glad of it. I've heard further from Edinburgh.
From Lennox?
No, from the Privy Council. There's been a change. Murray has been to see the Queen.
So I heard. Damn Protestant.
Have a care what you say.
Oh, I've no time for the Earl of Murray.
He's the new Lord Lieutenant of the Border.
What's happened to your bonny kinsman?
Lennox has fled.
So Murray's in favour, is he?
I have a high regard for the Earl of Murray. And he's coming here today.
Is he, begod?
For your own good, Cessford, which I care about, perhaps we should forget everything we talked about yesterday.
Including the deceased Thomas Mountford.
Who?
I've got that letter he was carrying.
Well, you shouldn't do that.
No, I shouldn't. It's not addressed to me.
That could be dangerous.
To those it is addressed to. To my Lord Stuart and the Earl of Lennox.
Give it to me, Cessford.
Oh, to Murray, surely. He'll be interested to know of this Catholic plot to overthrow the Queen.
Cessford, with the dispatch I received from Edinburgh was a suggestion that I might care to pay the warden's dues for last year out of my own means. Now, this I am quite prepared to do, to show my loyalty to the state. Now, if I were to pay you...
As you will.
You will, I'm sure, report my loyalty to the Earl of Murray.
What loyalty, Stuart?
Now, Cessford...
Now, what'll Murray give me for the letter? I think he'll reward me great.
Take my silver.
Oh, Murray might give me gold.
But he's your enemy, Cessford. You think he wants a Catholic warden?
Not particularly. But I'll prove my loyalty to the Protestants when I show them this letter.
He'll have you replaced and then he'll hang you.
I never dare. In the Middlemarch, my friends are all around me. Not like yours.
A tinker's tale. And the nuns believed it, had a better opinion of their good sense.
Ah, well, it seems this tinker saw a woman washing her face in the burn. Why, he even thought it was one of the nuns themselves.
As if leprosy could get into a convent. Rab, what made this tinker think that the woman he saw was from a convent?
Ah, well, it seems the woman was wearing a nun's habit, so... Oh, no, mistress.
St. Clair wouldn't let her into the house. And he warned us. Should you fall ill, Rab!
No, mistress, it must be a different woman.
Burn down the body. And your clothes. Anything they touch.
Mistress, care.
Lepers, leaving a pestilence behind them. Shells. Burn everything, Rab. Here, get rid of these. Get started on the body. Fetch Gavin and Jamie.
Oh, well, they've ridden off after the pilgrims. If they find them.
Pray God they never do. Pray God.
If they'd only agreed to ride.
Against their rules. The pilgrims must go by foot.
He's a dying, Gavin.
Yes, I know.
The court doesn't sit until tomorrow. If he dies before he can testify.
Quiet.
I am near to fainting.
In here. St. Clair, sit here. Master David! He's a good apothecary.
Thank you.
Master David!
Good.
Our friend is sick.
He has a fever.
Oh, I'll have Philip to revive him.
Aye. Sir Walter. A pilgrim who was with me when Mountford died. He's going to testify for me to Lennox.
Lennox has fled. Our new Lord Lieutenant is the Earl of Murray. He arrives this evening.
Murray?
Aye. So now's your chance to do what I fancy your friend expected of you, Gavin. To cover yourself in glory for the Protestant cause. You only have to tell Murray that as soon as you found that dangerous letter, you wanted to ride at once to Edinburgh to lay it before the Privy Council. Only your warden arrived, and very properly you give it to him instead.
For you to give to Murray?
Of course.
Now I shall tell the whole truth. What are you doing?
Leprosy! This man has leprosy!
He's a
leper! I cannot be a leper. God has called me. I am on a pilgrimage.
Away with him! Away with him! You speak to no one, not man, woman, or child.
I'm rash. A mere rash, some boils. Do you think I do not know leprosy?
Put a bell around his neck.
Away!
Approach!
Know that I am John, 3rd Earl of St. Clair and Prince of the Orkneys, King to Queen Mary of Scotland and Elizabeth, Tudor of England, Knight Superior of the Order of St. John of the Word of Saxony.
You're nobody! You're dead. A leper is legally dead. Now get out of Hoyk with all speed. Take the road to the west.
We are going north, not west.
Dance!
To the pillar of death at Rosslyn.
Get those lepers out
Where
of you young lepers! Get a position!
Crucifixion.
Cessford!
From Compostela and the blood of the circumcision.
Put the bell round his neck!
From Christ's birth.
Stop there! There's no proof for lepers!
Mary!
Oh.
Father, it is wrong for us to deny it. We are both of us unclean. Come, Father, to Rosslyn, on our pilgrimage to be made whole. You and I, Father, together, truly together.
You can't open the door. No one leaves. You know what they do to them out there?
Dear Christ, take this fever from me. Take this fever from me.
It can't be shown to anyone now. Mountford at least was no leper. And the others never touched it.
Mountford was with them.
All right.
It's only wise, is it not, eh?
Aye.
You want this conspiracy driven underground, don't you? The pilgrims driven off as outcasts, Mountford dead and the evidence destroyed. So, Walter, I'll do anything you require of me. I'll tell all the lies you like. I say, you were as shocked as Francis and I were on finding the letter, only please, let me help Sinclair. You could at least give them food and shelter. You could at least ride ahead, leave provisions and medicine on their path. You can't just abandon them.
It is best that they are never seen again.
Aye, I was right. No conspiracy. No letter. The pilgrims just stayed on my land and left the next morning. Just to keep you out of trouble.
Jimmy, outside. Huh? Well, you two keep guard there. On you.
How long are you going to keep me here?
You'd like to tell the whole truth, wouldn't you? It would suit your high-minded principles. And you thought you could make a politician.
That idea came from Francis, not me. If I had any ambitions in that direction, I would have entrusted that letter to you.
Look, I wish you'd understand, Gavin, that in the end it can only be men like me who wield power. Because in the end, only men like me have the real right inner toughness.
The ability to scheme and lie.
My lying would do more good than your truth. Oh. There was no plot to overthrow the Queen of England. That letter was concocted by the Earl of Murray.
Murray?
Aye. It was to be delivered to Lennox and Stuart. Aye, they'd both been carefully lured into the Murray's trap.
How do you know this?
I have a reliable informant. Far more skilled as a spy than he is as an apothecary.
But why? What do they hope to gain?
Oh, look, another stick to beat the Catholics with. Just an excuse to bring the whole weight of the Protestant Privy Council to bear down on us on the border here. Ah, man. Look, I'll way back to Slittering and leave politics to me.
Aye. Tell me, how did they expect the letter to come to light? Lennox would never have talked.
Gavin, it was to be intercepted.
How?
Well, did you think it was a coincidence that your friend arrived at Slittering at the same time as Mountford?
Francis.
He had orders to ride to Edinburgh as soon as he got it.
Well, he was foolish enough to have hopes of you.
Oh, wait, he's in England now. If he were part of this plot, he'd have shouted about it, so that it means you've gained nothing.
It's a foolhardy man who rides alone through our country.
Aye, he never reached the border, Gavin. Most regrettable accident. Eh?
But, Gavin, if they were lepers...
But I burned down the bothy. And Sinclair was the only one who came in here.
Oh, we've destroyed the shells, bedding.
Everything else they touched. What else we can do?
Yes, there is. We can pray, as he did.
Rosalind. I will be gone.